Hey folks, this is Matt aka Slash, and I am coming to you with a PAX Day 1 recap. I'm in the hotel room now. We got Drusen of the 43 over there.
I was trying to sneak in.
I thwarted you. But yeah, we're at the hotel. It is about 20 to midnight now, and we're very tired, but we had a lot of fun. And I thought I'd take a little bit to talk about the day. Hello. Try not to block the lens with my hand. So, let's see. Highlights for me today include, well, when we first got there, when we went to the expo hall, we headed over to the Twitch area because Drew had seen a tweet, I guess, from Aurelian,
yes, saying
that she was at the Twitch booth. And so we stopped, talked to her a little bit. BTC showed up to say hi to her, so we saw him briefly.
Captain Sparkles was there too. We didn't really talk to him though.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, he was there. We saw him. And then let's see what else was noteworthy from today. Oh, Eric and I went and checked out the Chris Perkins D&D panel. It was talking about Dragons of Tyranny, which is apparently the launch adventure for the next, or for the D&D 5th edition or D&D Next. Product line, and it looked very, very cool. And he was in a hilarious get-up with like a crown and fake hair, and he was absolutely hysterical. And then he opened it up to general Q&A from the crowd, and he had a lot of fun with that one as well. Because one of the questions was merely, "Are you single?" So then he was like listening. He's like, "Yes, I'm single. I'm a Pisces. I'm a dog person." So he was like going to town on that one. And he made it fun too, because after he answered a question, he then put a picture of a D&D monster up on the screen, or a spell or something, that's artwork that is coming up in a future D&D book. And he asked the person who asked him a question, what is this, basically? And he made them answer in the form of a question. And he's like, and the reason for that is, it is the 40th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons, and the 50th anniversary of Jeopardy! So we're going to do things in the form of a question. And people were having a lot of fun with that. We also checked out the Pitch My Game, or Pitch Your Game panel. I forget what the title of it was, but the concept is it had Chris Straub, it had, I can't remember the other two people that were on the panel, Jeff something.
He just called himself Jeff.
Yeah, and I forget who the girl was that was on that, but I keep shaking the phone by accident. But it was absolutely hysterical. It was, people got in line at microphones and gave a 30-second pitch for a game idea, and then they either like positively ridiculed it, or was like, "Oh, that's interesting. We'll talk to you more about it later." But the whole thing was hysterical because people were coming up with absolutely hysterical ideas for games, and with ridiculous names. Like at one point he said, "I'll give you a pro tip. The winning formula is, set up your game's premise, give it something unique, and then, have a punchline title, some sort of funny title." And he's like, because very often we get game titles that are like Fantasy Lord Adventure or whatever. Saga, that's what it was. Fantasy Lord Saga. So one person got up there and said, "My game is Fantasy Lord Saga." And he's like, "No, sit down." She's like, "Wait, I think there was a miscommunication. It's about someone who sails on a sea of orange soda. A fantasy." So this is the kind of humor that was present in that panel, and it was a lot of fun.
My favorite was, there was a stealth game where you play as a marshmallow, and it took place around Easter time, and the game was called Not a Peep.
Not a Peep. So that was pretty cool. And then in the evening, I participated in a Kerbal Space Program tournament in the PC area. It was basically from 8 to 11, or I think they went to 10:30 is where they cut it. And the challenge was to get as many Kerbins as you could to various planets. And you got points per Kerbin based on what planetary body you landed them on. So, for example, if you got them to Lathe, which is a moon of Jewel, you got 5 points per Kerbin that was EVA'd on the surface of that planetary body. I decided to focus all my efforts towards getting Kerbins to Ike, and I ended up getting 22 Kerbins on the surface of Ike for a total of 55 points, which I thought was pretty decent. And one of the enforcers told me that a JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory engineer, got 70 points on his first attempt at the challenge. So 55 isn't too shabby. But the winner had a ridiculous 600-something points. I did not get a chance to see his ship. I don't know how he managed it, but that is... it had to have been Zistonian level proportions. It was Zisto himself did not... Zisto himself did not participate. He was busy with a Twitch party event that the Minecrackers were attending, so he didn't get to be there, but I think he would have been proud of a ship that was capable of transporting 600 plus, or I guess 100 plus Kerbins to Lathe for 5 points each. And I thought I'd go look at a couple of things from the swag bag. Well, I'll start with this one because Drew brought it up. It's Pone Meal. It's Extreme Gaming Oatmeal. And Eric is going to attempt to eat it with a plastic knife later because we have no spoons. But he's going to try to make it in the coffee maker and and eat it with a plastic knife. So look for another video dedicated to that topic.
There was a sign. There was a sign for Pone Meal in the lobby that said FTW, which then stood for Fiber the Win.
Fiber the Win.
Whatever that means.
But this, apparently, I haven't actually opened it, but apparently there's actually Cards versus Humanity, like a little Cards Against Humanity booster pack in here. So that's where this is actually coming from. But they have hilarious comments on it. Like you can cut off the UPC symbol and take it to any participating Blockbuster home video store for a chance to win a free 30-day trial of EverQuest. So I don't know. That's pretty hilarious. And here's another one. 1 slammin' bowl of these hot oats and you'll get double XP where it counts. Your colon. So that was probably the highlight of the swag bag. But I also got another blue deck, Magic the Gathering, which is good because I play blue, sometimes blue-white, and I couldn't find my actual blue-white deck before I left to play it here, so I'm glad that I got a deck of Magic cards in the swag bag so I could still play Magic. So that's going to do it for this recap. Day 1 was a lot of fun. Drew is frantically running over here to do something as I wrap this up. You didn't even get in frame with that. He just slams himself on the bed for no good reason whatsoever.
He said bye.
Well, you did say bye, yeah, but nobody saw you do it. Alright, guys, we're heading off to sleep here soon. Minecraft panel is first thing in the morning, so probably by the time you're seeing this, we're either in it watching it or it's already happened. But that is our focus for tomorrow, getting off the bat, and then we'll see what else we do. Have a good one. See you later.